We had Saquon Barkley jawing at the defense. We had a scrimmage. We had one-on-ones. Players like Elijah Cooks and Lewis Cine popping a little bit. And, of course, more Boomer music. We're talking about it all next on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast on a nice, cozy Friday afternoon. Bo Wulf, Fran Duffy, Zach Berman, loaded day of Eagles practice to talk about. They were in full pads. We had sort of a modified scrimmage going on. Lots to talk about. We had some jawing back and forth between Saquon and the defense. We had all kinds of players popping all over the place. Looking forward to the conversation. Fran, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's our, as the chat just pointed out, and I just realized it's our last Friday show together. Just starting off right here.
Excited for the show. Excited for the show. A lot.
You're right.
A lot of fun things to discuss.
Zach. Now, technically, next Friday's show will be the Ospreys, but of course, this is your last day, I believe, to get tickets. So, if you want to see it live, see it in person, you get to see it Wednesday night at the Hard Rock. Defend it. I'm saying it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Okay, Zach, how you doing? Does that make you feel melancholy?
Very much so, but I'm excited for the show.
All right, let's talk some ball.
Yes.
Tell us about sort of the conceit of practice today.
It was, as you said, like a modified scrimmage, right?
Yeah. A lot of ones against ones.
Yes. So offense, defense. Outside of the one-on-ones that they had, it was mainly 11 on 11. And there was some situational work, but you saw, full field work mostly as well.
And mostly ones against ones.
Yes.
Usually in practice, it rotates a little bit more. Move the ball, sort of. And you also had Vic Fangio and Kevin Patullo sort of calling plays in from the sideline. So it was more of an actual run-through of what a game situation might look like. Yeah,
I thought the urgency, the competitiveness definitely got ratcheted up a little bit. We saw, the very first time it was ones versus ones. Guys were jawing back and forth, as you mentioned. We saw Saquon and Jalen Carter. We saw Saquon and Quinyon. We saw AJ and Quinyon. It was good. It was
Saquon and Reed, I think.
Yes, that was a good one. Yep.
I think my favorite, the Saquon and Jalen Carter one is my favorite because it starts out. I think it was the first or second play of the team period, and that it's one where it's like, Jalen Carter is like, I had you, and Saquon's like, you're not making that tackle, no way. And they're just going back and forth, and then fast forward 3 or 4 periods later, Jalen Carter does kind of wrap up Saquon Barkley in the backfield, and that he's saying see, I told you I would have had you. But yeah, listen, Saquon for the mild-manneredness that he portrays himself as off the field, on the field, he likes to do that, John.
Absolutely, and he brought energy today. This was the biggest Saquon day of the summer, right? This was like the Saquon day in terms of the volume of carries he had, the overall touches, the way he played. But we have on our social channels and on YouTube Shorts I do a 45-second clip, and I talked about how this was like the Saquon day at practice, and he did bring that energy for the offense. And there was a period of time when the offense didn't have A.J. Brown or DeVonta Smith. And so it's like, all right, how does the offense look without that? Well, they still have number 26.
And you see in the thumbnail, we also mentioned Jahan Dotson. And I thought that this was actually a bigger day for Jahan Dotson because, Saquon, not to take away from Saquon, but we know who Saquon Barkley is.
Yeah.
DeVonta Smith not practicing today. I don't know what happened to A.J. Brown, but after practicing for the first sort of third of practice, he just sort of stopped practicing, but he was still there. And so, as you said, Jahan Dotson's the guy on offense. And we have talked about the most important thing Jahan Dotson can bring to the Eagles offense is Jalen Hurts being willing to throw him the ball. And Jalen Hurts threw him the ball a lot today. And I think it is to the benefit of the 2025 Eagles offense to probably get some more reps of he has to throw the ball to Jahan Dotson, and Jahan Dotson made some nice plays. He had one drop on a back shoulder throw that he got his hands on, probably should have caught in, but I thought it was an encouraging day for Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, you mentioned the one drop down the field, which is like you kind of try to come back to it, and it's one where like, I'd love for you to make that catch. But outside of that, yeah, I thought that it was a productive day for Jahan Dotson. You saw he and Aniyah Smith both getting extra working with Jalen Hurts after practice as well. So yeah, I thought
with
it was
Brandon Johnson as well, by the way.
I did not see that.
Yeah, Brandon Johnson's was later the one covering Aniyah Smith.
So it was Brandon Johnson, Jalen Hurts, Aniyah Smith, and Jahan Dotson.
Or the core four.
Of course, as we all know. Not to be confused with your four from last year, because since you couldn't come up with a camp crush. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Do you want to sort of go through just player by player who popped for you? Do you want to talk about what happened on the scrimmage plays? What do you want to do, Zach?
We can go player by player, or
sure. Yeah. Right. Tell us a player who you'd like to talk about for what they did today.
So outside of Saquon, of course, read Blankenship. There was one particular play right in front of us where he had a PBU against AJ Brown in the end zone, and it was it was a 50-50 ball for AJ, and Reed Blankenship played it tough, played it tight, knocked the ball out. And this is like it encapsulated to me. Reed Blankenship is a guy who was the 90th guy on the roster 4 years ago. Now,
are you not according to some?
Well, you were the observer who noticed that he was worthy of the 53, and now he's like an indispensable piece in the secondary. That was a big league play. That was a big time play there. It wasn't like the most perfectly thrown pass, but in the end zone, when a ball's up there for A.J. Brown to catch it, you usually see A.J. come down with it. So for Reed Blankenship to make that play, that stood out to me.
There was another play early in practice where there was like a play action, and it was designed to be a deep shot to A.J., and you see, I think Quinyon passes him off to Reed Blankenship, and he follows him there. Yeah. I mean, I think Reed is just so solid for them and provides a level of stability that they need at that position.
Yeah, and makes his presence felt run game and pass game. I thought he did show up a number of times here in this practice. So I'm glad that we were going to bring Reed up to the forefront here.
By the way, we are of course presented by the good folks at Doodat Dental Group and Truemark Financial. Thanks to them for lending their name to this lovely episode. Okay, Fran, over to you.
So I'm going to go with a guy that we've talked a lot about, but he popped again today, and that's Moro Ojomo. He had a sack fumble of Jalen Hurts where swatted the ball out.
Those are tough, right?
Those were ones where like I was standing with people on the sideline, and they were like, "Yeah, you can't do that with the quarterback, with the starting quarterback especially." But gets the ball out on a sack fumble. Showed up a number of times. I thought he had a couple of good reps in one-on-ones as well. He went up against Landon Dickerson in the first round of one-on-ones, beat him with a nice inside move. So that's the thing, is a lot of the talk about Ojomo has been, oh well, he's doing all this against Tyler Steen. Well, that was a rep against Landon Dickerson where he was able to win inside, and then he got another rep later against
against
Drew Kendall. Yeah, it was against Drew Kendall. He was lined up as a nose, and he won on a bull rush. So Ojomo once again popped today. He's looking good.
Maybe let's do a little designated segment for the
one-on-ones.
Yes, but yeah, I mean Ojomo has looked awesome.
Yes,
I will give you the Jihaad Campbell report of the day.
Yeah,
which is that, I mean, he remains awesome coming forward. He's still, there's still some work to do. He got beat on a touchdown on a tough cover assignment against Will Shipley on a nice throw from Jalen Hurts. And we talk about, I'm always happy to see Jalen Hurts throwing to the other guys. And this was a good read. He actually had a nice touchdown pass to Will Shipley in the red zone a couple of days ago too. So that little relationship has developed a little bit. But yeah, Campbell caught out in coverage there. It's just a bit of a reminder that, he's not going to be an all-pro right away. And you would expect that he's going to be better coming forward than going backwards at this point. But, you live and learn. We'll see. We'll see how he responds next time.
It's a good point.
Although I'll say this about Jihaad Campbell, and I believe it was Jihaad Campbell who did this. We were saying yesterday, like the aggressiveness that he plays with. Yeah. He knocked Saquon to the ground, and I saw Howie take
yeah.
I saw Howie take 2 steps forward. Like
this was not a running play. We should say it was a passing play, and it was like 3 yards downfield. Saquon's coming in on a slant, and like Saquon's on the ground for a couple of seconds, and you're like, John, you cannot be touching the merchandise, my friend.
Like, he did it to Van Sumeren yesterday.
Yeah.
He did the Dallas Goedert 2 practices ago, and it's like, all right, what's your tolerance? You do it to Saquon, it's like, Jihad.
Yeah.
Pull it back just a bit, man.
Yeah.
But no,
It reminds you a little bit of the Ernie Sims days.
Okay.
Shark in the water.
Shark on the water, yeah. But it was
Andrew
Sendejo.
But like, you know, Howie, who kind of stands as Howie took like 2 steps forward. Like, what's going on here, Saquon, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just, Van Sumeren, by the way, did not practice. Today, after the hit from yesterday.
So when he got reps with the ones, he was the weak side linebacker with Trotter, typically making the calls. When he got most of the work, it felt like today with the twos, and he was the one making the calls in the huddle, taking the calls from Vic Fangio.
And if we stay here, we might as well say that probably the best single individual play of the day on defense was the other rookie linebacker, and that was Smile Mondon covering Saquon Barkley on a wheel route down the field, and we're talking like 40 yards downfield. And he was step for step and made the PBU.
Got a PBU.
Really nice play.
It was he was what you call out of phase, where he had everyone like says when you're looking at a defensive back, oh, you got to turn and find the ball. Not always. This was a play where he didn't have to go. He was not supposed to turn and find the ball. He did a great job of playing right through Saquon Barkley's hands and got the ball on the ground.
Really nice play.
And he was demonstrative afterwards. You know?
I'd be too.
As he should be. I mean, he just covered Saquon Barkley. Yeah. All right, over to you, Zach.
So
if you need a second to think, we can go to the super chats.
No. Okay, I'm going with like a negative one here, and that's the centers, the backup centers.
Yeah.
Snapping was an issue today.
Yes, really good point.
Brett Toth and Trevor Keegan.
Trevor Keegan had a really tough day.
A tough day snapping the ball. Tough day snapping the ball. And so now my guess is Landon Dickerson's the backup center, or maybe Drew Kendall.
I don't think they want him to be.
But yeah, they had a hard day snapping the ball.
Like with that second group, I mean, it derailed.
Yeah,
I mean, 7-8 plays.
Yeah,
it was rough with that second group. I tend to agree that I think Landon Dickerson probably is the backup center. But it is going to be very interesting, and this will be honestly, I would imagine a make or break position when it comes to King of the Beats. When it comes to the roster cut down, would you feel, because I don't know that Drew Kendall has shown that he can play guard. So it comes down to the Dylan. It comes down to the Dylan McMahon thing from last year, where would you rather carry a guy who is a center only, or Trevor Keegan, who I don't know if he can play center, so that he's a guard only.
Well, go ahead.
And then Brett Toth can do a little bit, but like he's having trouble with the snaps.
I think in their mind, the difference with Kendall is not that he can play guard right away, but that in theory he's big enough to eventually play guard. Whereas I don't think they thought that about Dylan McMahon, which they were wrong about, of course. But I also, I mean, the center thing is tough. I don't know that. I don't think they want Landon Dickerson to be the backup at center.
Yeah, I mean,
but you're trying to figure out who your best 5 are at that point.
No, I know.
So the backup left guard. I mean, would that be? I mean, it was Kenyon Green today, but game day wise, probably Matt Pryor.
Today it's Toth. They did a lot of rotating with no Juergens and Dickerson, and it was Kendall snapping and Toth playing left guard.
Yeah.
But you know, Matt Pryor, let's say, or I mean, I think Darren Kennard's more of a tackle.
Yep.
So in that case, who's your best 5, right? And that's a question the Eagles are gonna have to figure out.
Do you feel like that, like 6 through 10 on the depth chart, is a little bit below the quality that they've had the last 5 years?
I don't know if it's below quality. It's just
it's
questions and like you guys got they have to prove it. It's definitely there's an unproven nature to that group right now.
Yeah, I mean it goes back I think to the 2023 draft or 2024 draft rather, when you take Keegan and McMahon 5th round, 6th round. You're hoping the next year one of those guys is active for game day, and if Keegan's not ready to be that yet, and you cut McMahon, then like that was your you're taking 2 guys, you're hoping one of them pans out, and as like a rosterable player, and so that's the question.
Julian Vandervelde and Jason Kelce, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Obviously, that's a crazy example, but yeah, that's the idea. I also think of just like, man, those guys must be beating themselves up so much, because you talk like a bad snap in practice. Yeah. Like you're wasting the entire 24 guys or 22 guys time. The coaches are mad. Like you've ruined a play. Yeah. It's like you got to feel like so low. That's got to be a tough thing to bounce back from.
And the issue too was it wasn't just the bad snaps or like the snaps that ruined plays. There were so many low snaps that like the quarterback had to go down and get it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Okay, over to you.
Let's talk through the edge rush position.
Okay.
We talked through, all right, Nolan Smith out again today with that reported concussion from a couple days ago. So no Nolan Smith. What we saw previously was that it was Josh Uche out there at left outside linebacker, Jalen Hunt at right outside linebacker with the ones.
Yes, I meant to bring this up yesterday.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what we saw today was that Jalen Hunt moved from the right side over to the left side, and Azeez Ojulari got the lion's share of the reps with the starters. Did get in for a quote-unquote sack of Jalen Hurts at one point, and I wrote down 13 a couple times. So I would say
probably his best day.
Yeah, I could shout out Azeez. I think it's worthwhile to shout him out today.
Okay, I think that's fair. How do you feel about Uche, and like, do you see anything from Okoronkwo or Patrick Johnson or O'Shawn Mathis?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
I think that I always kind of reserve judgment for a lot of the like second and third team linemen for preseason games.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious to watch that group once we get to next Thursday night. But I think that of that group, I mean, the thing is that I said this with Uche. I think, we had the discussion the week before camp about that group, and it's like I feel good about Uche's floor. It's like, okay, he can be a role player on this team. I don't think I've seen anything that would say that he could be more than that. But I do feel like he could serve a purpose on a rush package.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about Kelee Ringo for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the Kelee Ringo experience this summer has reminded me a lot of the Ronald Darby experience from 2017. And by that, I mean, there are a lot of times where he is in really good position, and yet the guy still makes the catch or a flag gets thrown. And he's 90% of the way there, and he's just not finishing. And I would hope that that's the kind of thing where, like, okay, Christian Parker is going to get him over the edge there, or reps in games are going to get him over the edge there. But it hasn't come yet. Now, like, he's celebrated today after Dotson dropped that back shoulder play, and I don't know if he ended up getting a hand on it when Dotson was trying to double catch it or not. But it, that was a frustration for Eagles fans, back in 2017, 2018. And I feel like if Kelee Ringo wins the job, you will be seeing that at points this season.
It was several years ago, an NFL evaluator I was talking about a corner in the league, and he said that he's just good enough to get you beat. And that it's like he's good enough to play, but like he's going to give you he's going to give up some of those big plays. And I kind of feel like that's what Ringo is to that point exactly, where he had another one where he smothered a screen to his side.
He's really good at that.
Yeah. Triggering downhill, like you throw something in front of him, and that's where you see that speed really come into play. I thought we've seen that 2 or 3 times this summer where there's a ball that's thrown right in front of him and he can make that play. It's down the field. Balls in the air, can you make the play on it? That's where it's tough.
I mean, it's not totally dissimilar from the stuff you were talking to Quinyon Mitchell about, which is more specifically catching the ball skills, but like just the very final part of the play. Right now, he's not all the way there.
Agree, and I also agree it's encouraging when he's within the area, right? But yeah, you have to make the play on the ball at some point, even if it's just getting your hand up, not even intercepting it, but just getting your hand up.
Were you in on his availability?
I tried to. I couldn't hear. He's a low talker, and I was in the back. I was curious. What did Adoree Jackson say? I departed Adoree to talk to Elijah Cooks.
Which is a funny.
That's true. Yes.
He was asked about the Fangio comments. What do you got here?
I don't want to interrupt. I'll get to you.
He was asked about the Fangio comments, and essentially was like, he didn't really hear the comments, but like the person I'm trying to prove things to is myself.
Okay. It's good. That's a good way of looking at life.
Yeah. It was. You could tell he didn't quite hadn't quite seen it and didn't quite understand the meaning of it. But yeah, it was a good quote there.
All right, I see who it is that you are looking at there. So I will give you a second to read it because we have a super chat from Claire who says, I may or may not be crying myself to sleep over ZB's impending departure. That aside, how do the McLaurin and Parsons situations get resolved? Can Micah Parsons really sever his ties with the Cowboys? What do you have, Fran?
He just posted this 3 minutes ago. It's a long notes app screen grab. Can I read it?
I mean, that's a long one. Sorry that happened to you.
Oh, yeah. So Real quick, I was going to go through the beginning part of it. Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports, blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, for our fans, and for my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I purposely stayed quiet. Doesn't want to be in Dallas anymore.
Jeez.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
I mean, that is spicy.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas butchered this entire situation here. And look, we should also acknowledge that Myles Garrett asked out of Cleveland, and then they paid up, and he stayed in Cleveland,
Absolutely.
right?
So he went on the Super Bowl media tour.
Yeah, exactly. You know? So the resolution is always getting paid, but like the amazing thing to me is anyone can see Micah Parsons is an elite player. DeVonta Smith was in the same draft class as Micah Parsons. The Eagles signed DeVonta Smith to an extension a year and a half ago. Like the offseason, he was eligible for it. Why is it that the Dallas Cowboys have not given Micah Parsons a contract extension yet? Why is it that they're, I mean, I don't want to use the term nickel and diming, but like trying to negotiate with him and not his agent and like vilifying him here? It would seem like there's some players who you just pay what they're worth. And Micah Parsons strikes me as that type of player.
And the earlier you do it, the less you're going to have to pay, right?
Yeah, the price doesn't go down for Micah Parsons. Right. You know, that's what I do not understand Dallas's position here. To the question from Claire, how does this play out? I think it plays out with him getting paid by Dallas.
I think he still stays there and gets
paid.
But yes,
you know, this is the 3-page notes app.
What are you raising your eyebrows at?
He's saying that his agent, they have not once talked to his agent about the deal.
Yeah, I saw.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw the report earlier that the Cowboys thought they had a deal with him.
Right.
You know, like they thought they had a deal with him, and they didn't even include his agent, and that's exactly why players have agents.
Okay, so
he real quick, the last line of it said, "Still I stayed quiet, but again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives, I've made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally."
I mean, that's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
All right, let's play the fantasy game.
Okay.
As unrealistic as it is, and almost, I mean, probably impossible. What would you trade for Micah Parsons?
Didn't we had a similar conversation? It was the Myles Garrett conversation.
Yeah. He's younger.
Yeah. 3 1s.
Okay. Would you trade Nolan Smith? Nolan Smith and 2 1s.
Yeah, I think I would.
You trade Nolan Smith and 2 1s?
Mm-hmm. Micah Parsons is like...
I like Nolan Smith.
Yeah, I love Nolan. I love Nolan Smith.
Yeah. I would trade 3 1s. I would trade 3 1s and J.L.X. Hunt, maybe.
3 1s?
I would trade 3 1s for Micah Parsons.
3 1s? 3 1s and whatever you got to pay him?
Well, that's the thing of it is that you wouldn't cost that much because you got to pay him.
That's true. 2 1s.
It's the AJ Brown.
Right.
Yeah, 2 1s and J.L.X. Hunt.
How about Tanner McKee a 7th?
Yes, I would definitely offer that. Here, let me spin the question to you. Do you think that, let's say Micah Parsons said, I want to go play for Philadelphia, right? That's the team I want to sign with. Is there any world in which the Cowboys would trade him to Philadelphia?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think if you are an Eagles fan having this fever dream, the way that it would happen would be he gets traded to a team for 1 year as a mercenary and then is a free agent.
Yes.
Afterwards.
Yep. Agreed.
And then, the Cowboys aren't like, what would you pay for him for just 1 year if you were a team? Just a second? It's the right to negotiate, so you have to give more.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can tag him.
Yeah, that's right. And he would get tagged.
That's I would give a first. If he said like he's not going to sign with you.
That's right. Yeah, because he's going to get tagged.
Yeah, I actually think a scenario for the Eagles would be if he played out this year, he got tagged, and the Eagles did the rare thing and signed him to a franchise tag offer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
You don't see that very often.
Good stuff. Like a drama on a Friday. especially in the NFC East. We're going to take a quick break. Coming back on the other side, much more to come from what we heard and saw at practice. And yes, I do have a complaint. Start with our friends at TrueMark Financial. Believe it or not, back to school season just around the corner. I've got kids in preschool and first grade, and preschool might be pint sized, but let's be honest, the costs definitely are not. That's why this year, if you want to plan ahead, make sure you use the TrueMark Financial Credit Union debit card that earns rewards. Every time you swipe that card and choose credit for your back-to-school purchases, whether it's snacks, school shoes, or that very cute backpack that you can't resist, you will be earning points. And those points, you can use them to redeem for cash, travel, or retail gift cards, merchandise, and more. And if you've already got your eye on a gift card that'll help you cover part of the school supply haul, you are having money make money for you. That is what it's all about. So if you are already a TrueMark Financial Credit Union member, be sure to check out your debit card benefits before you start shopping. And if you're not yet a member, now is the perfect time to join. Just stop by one of the TrueMark Financial Credit Union's 24 branches, including the one near where Julia went to high school, or visit TrueMark.com, TruMark, to open your account today. TrueMark Financial Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
So that Micah Parsons news, pretty shocking. You know what else is shocking? Mitsubishi Motors is #1 in customer satisfaction with dealer services among mainstream brands and SUV owners. That's not just me saying it either. That's J.D. Power. And if you're looking for the most affordable 7-passenger SUV in America, CherryHillMitsubishi.com has you covered with the 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander. Take advantage of their 0% for 60 months APR financing for PA residents only, or take home the 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage with payments starting at $55 a week with 0 down retail. Offer not valid with trade-in. Offer subject to credit approval by third party. Not all applicants may qualify. Combine that with the best warranty in the automotive business. 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and 5 years, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper. Why settle for a lesser warranty and be on the hook for costly repairs down the road? Stop in today. Tell them PHLY sent you and you receive a $100 restaurant.com gift card just for taking a test drive or completing a trade appraisal. I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere. I just don't know why. Drive home in your new Mitsubishi today, just minutes from all bridges, or available online 24/7 at CherryHillMitsubishi.com.
And that brings us to the big deal presented by Cherry Hill Mitsubishi. And here's the big deal. I told you earlier this week, this is the biggest takeaway from camp so far, and it got worse today. Okay? This is a scrimmage. This is the most impactful practice session of camp so far. You got the ones against the ones. You got Vic Fangio and Kevin Patullo calling plays. They're moving the ball. The first time we get this. What is the playlist when this happens? Here is what it is.
I'll be right back.
You don't want to be associated with this? It starts with Rock and Roll All Night. Then it goes to Wanted by Bon Jovi. Then it goes to Thunderstruck for like the 9th time this summer.
Yep.
Then Back in Black. Then Purple Haze. And then Jump Around. You know what those 6 songs have in common? They were all made before anyone on the team was even born. What are we doing? Who is in charge of the music? These are terrible vibes. This is the Eagles team that won the Super Bowl because they came out to Meek Mill when the Patriots came out to Ozzy Osbourne or whatever. What are we doing? Too much boomer music. Act like the champions. What are we doing?
So, as soon as Bon Jovi came on, I started immediately. Me and Bo were watching from separate spots at practice at this point. I started writing down the tracks as well because I was like, Bo is going to lose his mind for this.
Every time a new song came on, I was looking around like, who was playing a joke on me?
Well, and then you came over the next period and we were watching, and it was like 2 or 3 periods later. And you're like, I just can't get over what happened 2 periods ago. I was like, oh, that playlist. And you're like, yeah. Yeah, that was the rough cut. Now, that was the only period that was like that. It did bounce back a little bit.
A little bit. It is a marked difference.
It is very different.
What's going on? Is this downstream of the White House visit?
Well, maybe Vic's got the aux.
Maybe this is like, okay, you guys won the Super Bowl, you can be in charge of music. But listen, read the room.
They were like, look, we're going to sign Adoree Jackson whether you like it or not, Vic, but you can get the aux for the third of training camp practice.
Yeah, and this is not to disparage the quality of the music itself.
Of course.
Would you ask Nick this?
I think I'm going to have to.
Like, has it reached the point where
I think it's going to have to. It is a real change.
I mean, he receives like questions that probably are less interesting than that. So yeah, so I think that's
shots fired.
No, I just mean, like there's, you want like, if
I think we know which reporter he's thinking.
I was wondering the same thing. Man, what did EJ ask last week?
EJ's incredible.
No, EJ can't see. It's not the question.
But yeah, I don't have a strong opinion on the music, but I feel as if it's certainly a topic of conversation.
Yeah, it's bad. All right, that'll be the big deal
for one person.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's talking about it.
It's all the buzz.
It's not good. I'm worried about the vibes.
Sorry, I had to jump out there.
You're okay.
Yeah. What's everything all right?
Yeah, my son called 4 times.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I thought something was wrong.
Okay.
He wanted to make sure I knew I was picking him up. So I'm like, yeah, I got you. Yes.
Phew.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You want to go through one-on-ones?
Yeah, let's do one-on-ones.
Let me pull up my notes.
I feel like this is your.
No, well, I think you take more specific notes.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Where do I got it? Here.
You put them all in that steel trap you got up there.
That's right. Okay, so we start with Uche against Matt Pryor.
Yep.
At right tackle. Right. I missed the first rep as I was coming over. It looked like it was like he tried to go quick to the outside.
Uche ran the hoop. Yeah,
but Pryor got him a little bit too wide.
I thought Pryor held up well there.
Okay. Was there a second rep?
There was. Uche won with a nice little inside counter move where he tried to go with like a ghost rush where he like faked the bull rush, then tried to get outside, then put his foot in the ground, and actually crossed Pryor's face. It was a very nice clean win for Uche there.
How do we feel about Pryor? Does he look any different to you than he did 3 years ago?
Someone made the point like, oh, he looks like slimmer, like in a just like
he looks a little bit more put together,
almost like honestly when he was here for his entire rookie contract, right? So. But there's still a little bit of like they call it like baby fat on these guys. Like there's still a little bit where he's a little bit underdeveloped. I mean, he looks like a guy that's been in the league for several years now.
And Stout has really been moving him around.
Yes,
he's gotten a couple left guard reps. We also saw him and Darian Kennard, who have been the second team, Pryor at right guard, Kennard at right tackle. We saw them switch a couple times today. So listen, I don't know if he's going to make the team because you talk about the guaranteed contract and stuff like that. But I think right now in Stout's mind, I think he is the top backup.
How many of Kendall Lamb, Darian Kennard, and Matt Pryor make the roster?
The initial 53?
Yeah.
2. Yeah, I mean, it might be 1.
I was initially thinking 1. It could be 2 though.
Are you saying 1 because of the contracts or because I can see that. You don't want to guarantee a deal, so you put him on practice squad. Right. I mean,
now Kennard is not at that level yet. So Kennard, you don't.
But Lamb and Pryor,
but Lamb and Pryor,
you can put them both on practice squad. I don't know if someone's signing them to their 53.
Yeah, I think it's likely they keep them around.
Sure.
And I think Pryor looks like the same kind of player that he's always been.
Yeah,
but a slightly more refined version of that player.
Yeah, I mean, since he left,
speed is gonna trouble him.
Speed's gonna give him trouble if he's playing tackle. But like I said, since he's left, he's been teams like 6th offensive lineman or started games. Like he was a starter for a lot of the season last year in Chicago.
Yeah, so. I think right now I would say a little more likely to make the team than not.
I think that's right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, we have Steen against Jalen Carter, and this is one where you're like, oh, this could be some fireworks. First rep, Steen was a little grabby.
Yeah,
but I thought it was a pretty good rep for him.
I agree.
And then the next one was like a good initial hold.
I was like, oh, this is good from Steen.
And then Carter got loose.
Yeah.
It was like. Oh, he's holding up.
And Steen was on the ground at the end.
Yeah, Carter just kind of like so Steen went belly to belly with him, and there was like a bear hug, and then Carter just kind of torqued him and just tossed him to the side. It was impressive. Right?
And it was like, was that like 3 seconds? Like, would it have been long enough to get the ball out? But it's like You don't get ragdolled.
I honestly didn't look. I honestly thought that was a fine loss for Steen.
Yeah.
I thought that was perfectly fine.
Okay. Next up, we go Toth at center, going up against first Jordan Davis.
Yeah,
I thought he did fine.
Got a win.
It was a good win for Toth. And then in comes, was it Byron Young? And that was another really good rep for Toth.
Yes, 2 very good reps for Toth inside center.
Then you go to left guard. This is the one you talked about with Dickerson and Ojomo. First rep for Ojomo, second one for Dickerson. Ojulari at we already talked about this too. He beats
really clean win.
Mailata to the outside.
Yes,
and then he tries to go power, and that's not going to work.
No.
So then you go back to right tackle. Kennard. I thought he did well here. The first one was like Uche going for like a stutter move, and I thought he did well. And then the second one was one where did he get too wide or not? Like, did he push him just wide enough? I thought he did.
I called it a late win for Uche.
Okay,
on that.
You think he did?
I thought he got enough.
Get there.
Yeah, I thought that Kennard won the first one. Just sat down in the bull rush, and I thought Uche got him late enough there on the swim.
Now on these drills, it is funny to watch Connor Barwin, who plays the quarterback in these drills, but he has to really be spry. Like he's got to, because there are times when he could just get killed.
Honestly, it could be a fun piece. Not enough.
Yeah,
this side. I feel like Connor has gotten more poised in that role. I think he used to be a little too jittery.
Yeah, I think you're right. He used to like run out of the way.
Yeah, he used to like get out of there. But he's got a little bit more poise to him now.
He's on the Peloton every morning, so he's preparing for that role.
Who do you think
binoculars are working well?
Binoculars are working well.
Well, I assume that's how you know you're
spying
on him.
He posts it.
I know.
Yes, he posts it. Yes.
Okay. Where were we? Okay, next up is who's 63? That's
the Pierce and Booker.
Oh yeah, Holland Pierce. Oh, that was a good rep for Holland Pierce against Thomas Booker, the first one.
Yeah,
because I was expecting Thomas Booker to bowl him over.
I still gave him a book. I still gave that a Booker win.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh, really? The first one I thought was good by Holland Pierce, and then the next one, Booker like got into his chest and really pushed him back.
Yep.
Okay, then you go to this was the Ojomo with the nose going up against Kendall. And then there was a really nice rep from Kendall getting a quick set on Jacob Sykes.
I thought it was Joseph Evans.
Was it Evans?
I think it was Evans 61. But either way, he shut it down. It was a very good rep from Kendall there.
I quit. Bad job by me.
The chat's not gonna be happy with you. You're quitting. Zach's leaving. I mean, what's happening right here?
Who did Gabe Hall go against on this next rep?
Kendrick
Green.
Yeah.
And he got him.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple good reps.
Yeah. He had a swim move where he was able to turn the corner on Quinyon Green on the first one. I actually thought that Quinyon Green had a nice rep on the second one, and he sat down against the bull rush there. I thought that was a nice rep from Quinyon Green.
And Gabe Hall had a nice tackle for loss in team drills.
He did.
That was a really nice play.
He had another one where
he continues to rotate every now and then with the ones.
Yep.
He has looked good.
Yeah. He had to play one of the later team periods where he reset the line of scrimmage. It was an A.J. Dillon run, and he completely jacked up the right tackle and forced A.J. Dillon to bounce it outside, and Dillon couldn't get out there. It was a nice play by Hall.
Next up, I had I have it down as 2 really good reps from Kendall Lamb against Azeez Ojulari.
Yes.
The first one was like Ojulari almost got the edge,
but
Lamb really good punch to get him outside.
Yes.
And then the second one just totally shut him down.
Yeah, punched him and got him right to the ground. Both were very clear, decisive wins for Kendall Lamb.
Best rep I've seen Cam Williams have all summer.
Okay.
Was the first rep he had against Ty Robinson going up as an edge. Ty Robinson was lined up on the outside. And Cam Williams like really sat down and held on, or did a good job. And then the very next rep, Ty Robinson just swam right past him.
Yes,
like with ease.
So the first one, Ty Robinson tried to go outside. Cam Williams was good. Then the second one, he went faked outside and came back in, and Robinson won clean.
That was tough.
Yeah.
And then this keeps happening to poor Miles Hinton. He only gets one rep. Got one rep at the end.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even bad. It was a nice win for Gabe Hall. Inside swim move. To me, I gave him the win there. Some guys like 1-on-1s and some guys don't.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder if that could be a Hinton thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some guys like want to like Ojomo. Someone made the point when we were watching, like Ojomo like is trying to get every rep in there. Yeah. And some guys don't want that.
Well, it made sense to me that Ojomo was jumping in and because it's a different. I mean, it's a nose
spot.
rep, right? Yeah. And then very last thing was Laken Vakalahi. This one was Jacob Sykes.
Yes.
I think Laken's getting better.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still completely raw.
Right.
But I think he's getting a little bit better.
He's got what, one more year? 3 years, right?
For the
That's
international.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So good stuff there.
Yeah.
And then Mailata, his reps were really good.
Yeah, I mean, that was like 4 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
The one was very good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Should we take our last break?
Let's do it.
Okay. Last break. Coming back, we'll talk about. There's still more to talk about. So you know how we said yesterday we're going to do that thing about telling you the guys who have changed our opinion on them the most for good or bad in this episode? We're not going to do that today. We got too much to talk about. We're going to do that on Monday, unless there's too much to talk about then. I mean,
possible
before Wednesday, so we'll do it on Monday. All right, quick break. Coming back with more. I think I drank I'm too much coffee before the episode. I'm feeling a little bit.
It smelled strong. You like popped it open. I was like, whoa. Like,
let's talk about our friends at Parx Casino. Whether your favorite team wins or not, there is always another way to win on the BetParx online casino app. Check out brand new casino games like Huff and More Puff and Fireblaze Sky Queen, a BetParx exclusive. The only app I ever use to play all my favorite casino games in the palm of my hand. You can play blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, baccarat, and hot online slots like Cash Eruption, 88 Fortunes, and Cleopatra online slots. You can play hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows like Walking Dead, Squid Game, Breaking Bad, and Peaky Blinders. And all your favorite classic casino games from wherever you are. New users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Just go to Let me say this again. Go to betparx.com and download the app right now and enjoy all the excitement and action from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for BetParx. You love to play. You play to win. You bet. BetParx. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm scrolling through my phone here, looking at my Cash App transactions. My last Cash App transaction was $9.33 when I got a smoothie last week. That was an expensive smoothie, but the great thing is I was able to use Cash App to do it. And there's tips on here. There's other payments on there. Cash App is a terrific app to use. It does more than you think when it comes to having your back and making sure your money stays your money. If you direct deposit at least $300 in paychecks each month and use the Cash App card for purchases, you can unlock up to $200 in free overdraft coverage. If you overdraft unexpectedly, there are no hidden fees. You can manage your money on your terms and take advantage of free overdraft coverage up to $200 on Cash App today. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code Cash PHLY in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's banking partners. Prepaid debit cards are issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct deposit, roundups, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
All right. Julia, you got that wheel ready? I'm going to tell you about our friends at Doodad Dental. We got this Bright Smile sweepstakes going on where you can win a Philips teeth whitening home kit. We're giving away one of those every week, and then a grand prize winner at the end is going to get, where am I here? Oh, the Oral-B IO toothbrush, of course, which is very nice. And so we are ready to give away this week's version of the Philips Teeth Whitening Home Kit. Now, if you want to enter this contest, you can go to allphly.com/Doodad Dental Group and enter the Doodad Dental Bright Smile Sweepstakes. Let's see who we got. Julia, spin that bad boy. Big money, big money, big money, big money. Congratulations to Dylan Evans. Hey. DE bringing it down. That's a good-looking smile you got, Dylan. If you, too, want to have a bright smile, you can check that out on allphly.com/Doodad Dental Group. And with Doodad in mind, we now continue to the Bright Smile presented by Doodad Dental for somebody who deserves a spotlight. And Zach, I'm going to give that to the man that you left Adoree Jackson for. That is Elijah Cooks, who popped again today.
Yeah, Elijah Cooks is showing his worth here. He is, from my view, the number 4 wide receiver right now.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's how they're going to evaluate it because they view long term, but if you just based on like the way they're practicing, he's been better than Johnny Wilson. He's been better than Anais Smith. Terrace Marshall's been banged up. Elijah Cooks is making plays. Speaking to him after practice, he was listening to Antonio Gates practice squad last year, right? During the playoffs. So he had the playoff experience. So he had been around the team. So they had some
big
exposure
body,
to him.
6'4", 215.
Yes, 6'4", 215. Went to San Jose State, and before that, he transferred from another school in there. But he is he's been making plays. He's getting second team reps consistently here, and the quarterbacks seem to know where he is. He uses his body well. So we'll see next Thursday. They play the first preseason game against Cincinnati.
Yep.
We'll see how he looks there.
He has no doubt brought the most juice of the non-starting wide receivers. He had a drop today in the middle of the field on a throw from Tanner McKee. That was a nice throw. I mean, just an easy drop.
Yep.
But he's getting open, which is not the same thing that you can say for most of those other guys. He's also made some really impressive catches. It comes down to the value proposition of, is it worth having a guy who's a third-year player on the roster versus the investment of a Johnny Wilson or somebody like that. But right now, there's no doubt that he's the 4th or 5th best receiver on the team. Yeah.
Special teams, but it's an area where he can set himself apart. And I think when you look at Wilson versus Cooks versus Smith, what value, what else can you do? Those kind of things you start to hear in the month of August. The more you can do, the better. If Cooks can help himself on special teams, that will go a long way towards him making it over Wilson or over Anais.
No, I kind of think it's him versus Johnny Wilson.
I think so too, because they're a similar archetype.
They're similar types. I don't know how good of a blocker Elijah Cooks is. Johnny Wilson, they really like how good he is as a blocker. And Anais Smith is a different type of player who has been working more with the ones.
Yeah.
But Elijah Cooks will be a player to watch in the preseason. And Zach, the question is, when it comes to the 53-man roster, will they keep a seat open for Elijah?
Well, they didn't before, right? And you mentioned special teams. There's a proof of concept there. That's how he made the team in Jacksonville, right? He was an undrafted player in Jacksonville who made that team because of special teams. So he doesn't come with like the draft pedigree of some other guys, and he's been in the league. So I'm curious to see how he tends to steer more toward upside with those spots.
Yeah.
And it is early on. Like there have been summers when not Joseph Ngata, there was like a veteran-ish wide receiver 2 summers ago who looked really good, and then he kind of tailed off. But I think preseason games, the Browns practice will go a long way.
Yeah, I do think that this is a little different than some of those other ones where, to me, it's not like, they have to throw the ball to somebody, and so they're throwing the ball to him. Like he is really getting open and then also making contested catches. I think he is a level above that version of the story.
I think you talk about like the upside. Like I wonder have you seen enough to gauge whether or not Johnny Wilson has untapped upside that would make him worth latching on to see if he can develop. I'm fascinated to see that position, wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, battle out the rest of the summer.
And also appropriate that he's the bright smile player today, Zach, because his smile was a little bit busted up because he hurt his lip yesterday. He said when he made this circus contested catch near the end zone, and then he said he got greedy and went to try to reach it out to get it over the pylon, and that's when he lost the ball, landed on his stomach, and hit his face and busted his lip.
Should pay a visit to Dr. Dudat. If you just Google Philadelphia Eagles dentist, you'll learn about Dr. Dudat.
There we go. And that's your bright smile presented by Dudat Dental Group. All right. What else would you guys like to talk about? Because I know that we haven't gotten to the other big story of the day, and that is with McWilliams on the sideline. We did see Brandon Johnson getting some reps with the twos.
The big story.
And there was a beautiful rep he had where Darius Cooper, who I actually think has a little bit of juice.
A little bit.
Darius Cooper, he just runs with him all the way down the field. Beautiful play. Working with the twos and dime. The guy has got it. What can we say?
Surprised you didn't say a hanging with Mr. Cooper joke there.
Yeah.
No sell.
Thought that would land.
Maybe once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Okay. Some super chats while you guys look at your notes. We have
got a few.
Maran. Just a nice donation. We appreciate that. Shay says, ZB, can you confirm or deny that you will be the new host of The Late Show on CBS after telling them they would save $16 million per year with Waymo over Uber?
I am not going to be the next host of The Late Show on CBS. I think Stephen Colbert can do that job much better than I can.
I did see my first Waymo in Philadelphia yesterday.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I was right behind it, and I gave it the finger.
It's coming for you first.
Oh, that'd be funny.
There's no one in there to give it back to you.
I know.
Who you mad at, right?
I know. It's low stakes.
Yes. You know, I bet it was safe, though.
I don't know.
Safe.
Yeah. All right. We also have a super chat from My POV Life who says, bye, ZB. Thanks for the content and laughs. YWBM.
I did not want this long.
What's YWBM?
Oh, okay.
Your woman's.
Yeah, I think Joy said you will be missed. No, you will be. I'm so good. Look, I did not want this whole long goodbye thing. I am so grateful for everyone.
Well, the super chats. Let the super chats.
Yeah, no, I appreciate all the. I genuinely, truly appreciate the.
Yeah, you got a couple right between the eyes from people at camp today.
Shout out to Warren.
Yeah,
I mean, you know that the Simpsons episode where it's like you can see Ralph's heart break in half. Like you can see
right here.
You can see them. Yeah. That was Warren when ZB told them that he's leaving. You can see Warren.
There's just been so many nice comments about like I love the show. The show has put me through hard times, things like that, and yeah, you feel it for sure. But I'm not done yet. Got a lot of work to do.
There you go. Okay, who you got?
Let's talk through Quinyon a little bit.
Okay.
I thought he and AJ had some good battles today before AJ bowed out of practice. There was one where AJ made a catch. I believe this was the slant route. Yes. All right. So third play of the second team period. AJ is lined up on the left side, runs a slant route, and it was chippy like early, and AJ gave him like a one arm like stiff arm at the end, like a shove, like after like get off me. Very next play, same spot on the field. AJ ran an out route, and Quinyon jumped it and got the ball on the ground. It was like Quinyon again, kind of just showing like, hey. Honestly, we haven't seen like AJ usually has his way with even when Slay was like at his peak in 2022. AJ usually wins most of those matchups, so I thought that was notable. And Quinyon had another one. He had a PBU on. This was actually a really nice play. Red zone later in practice. Jalen Hurts is rolling to his right, and he wants to hit A.J. Dillon in the back of the end zone. And it was one of the linebackers matched up off Dillon. Quinyon fell off of his receiver and just was able to get his hand on the ball and got a PBU in the back of the end zone. Nice play there by Quinyon as well.
There was one play I circled that I thought was worth noting, and this was you had three defensive tackles on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
You got Jalix Hunt on the line over here, Jihaad Campbell on the line over here, and at the snap, both Hunt and Campbell drop back into coverage. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. comes in on the replacement blitz and gets home for a would-be sack. And I thought that was a good it's nice to see the wheels turning for Vic here. That play in action, and the offense was not ready for it.
Yeah, I think we've seen. I mentioned a few days ago where it feels like the defense. This is a regular thing in camp where the defense is ahead of the offense from like a schematic standpoint. Just like they're throwing a lot of stuff at the end. Tanner McKee talked about it the other day. I think that was a good example of that.
Mm-hmm.
If we can circle back to Saquon.
Sure.
Why do you think this was such a heavy Saquon day? Do you think that they wanted to work on their run blocking? Do you think that because we don't typically see as much Saquon runs as we did today?
My take on it is that because this was a scrimmage situation with live play calling, I think that this was the closest that we'll see to them act normal. They're gonna go through all right, we're gonna play the way that we're planning on playing in the fall. That's why today was a lot to chew on for today's practice.
And does it foretell anything? Like, do you think they're gonna Do you think I'm overstating?
I do think that Saquon Barkley will be a big part of this offense.
No, but do you think I'm overstating, like, that this is going to be a more of a pass-heavy team? Do you think it's going to be similar to how last year looked?
I do think that you've overstated it a little bit,
Okay.
but I agree with you. It's going to move a little bit, but I still think they're going to be run first.
Yeah. I mean, he looked so good. You know, that run that he got out to the left side.
Yeah.
Like we talked about the Shunderick Powell run, how we don't know if, like, Saquon got to that corner.
Right. Saquon got there on that one.
Saquon got there.
There's another one to the right.
Yeah.
He was like, he got that one.
And then, you know, when he does these jump stops, it is so impressive, and he's elusive. He is just awesome to watch.
It's what, like, even it was like the first team period. You could tell that today was just going to feel a little different in terms of like the dynamic between the offense and the defense. Because if you say, all right, game day, Saquon's going 100, right? 100% output. I would say a typical practice, I don't know, like 65% output. You could just say, like, the very first run, he's at like 70, 75 today. Like, the urgency level was just another notch above what we typically have seen.
Which is, I think, why you see him bringing the jawing energy.
Yes.
Couple other down the roster things with the safeties.
I'm glad you brought this up.
Lewis Steen, who has been toiling with just the threes,
very quiet,
all of camp, moved ahead of Andre Sam today and was practicing with the twos next to Tristan McCollum. And you thought he looked good.
I thought that number one, I thought the urgency was there from a little bit in terms of, like, he thuds up a ball carrier. He threw, I think it was Grant Calcaterra towards the sideline on one play. Got a PBU on a corner route. I believe it was I think it was Calcaterra as well. Had a PBU. Showed up downhill, close to the line of scrimmage on a run play as well. Yeah, I thought Cine. This was the one where I wrote down Cine's name the most here today in today's practice.
There was a low red zone situation where Tanner McKee threw a nice touchdown pass to Darius Cooper. It was a good read over the middle of the field. And so then they go for 2 to tie it. Got to have it. And they bring on the nickel defense. And who's going to cover? I mean, Darius Cooper is obviously the guy to watch. Who's going to cover him in the slot? They bring in Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson snuffs him. But this is when Elijah Cooks then beats Kelee Ringo for the slant.
Right.
So good to know that you've got a stopper like Brandon Johnson.
I mean, everybody needs one.
What else do I have? I mean, I just wrote down another bad snap from Trevor Keegan.
What'd you make of Drew Kendall getting some work with the ones?
They've been doing that. They've been. I think it's the
natural rotation there.
Well, I just think Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson are both on a pitch count.
Yeah.
So when those guys come off, it has been. Well, there was one point where it was Toth. But Kendall's getting those now. I mean, it's good. They need to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
I think he's gotten a little bit better over the course of camp.
He's. I said it earlier. Like when it comes to, like, the O-line, D-line, like the preseason carries a lot of weight. I'm excited to see that. We also got our first live session, like tackling the ground with threes. Yeah.
And it closed with a touchdown for Shunderick Powell beating BJ Mays right at like the 1 yard line.
Yes. Lance, I thought that Dixon had a really nice stick on the second play where he smacked the running back. I didn't catch which running, if it was Montreal or if it was Powell. But it was a nice stick there from Dixon. DTR he hit.
Looked better.
I kind of like DTR.
He thinks this is closer.
Yeah, I kind of like DTR.
I think they're keeping.
Now McCord made a nice back shoulder throw to Elijah Cooks.
Yep.
On that drive. But DTR looks good.
Yeah.
I think he will be a good preseason player.
I think so too.
Is there any chance the team trades for him?
I doubt it. I just think there's.
I mean, he's never been a guy who's been exposed to the wire, right?
Yeah.
So, we don't know what.
That's fair. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you where my head is at. You know how sometimes you tell us you have like work dreams?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of work dreams.
No.
But I did have a dream last night of PR staffer Anthony Bonagura singing a Bob Dylan parody song for the Ospreys.
You're doing a lot of Ospreys prep.
So this is the only time that work is on my mind at night.
Did you tell Bongo?
I haven't told him yet.
Hey, you were in my dream last night.
It was and he was doing a very good Dylan impression.
Oh yeah.
For times they are changing. So there you go. All right.
Something to expect for next week.
Something to expect for next week. We'll have a little bit more coming for you in
overtime.
That's all of my notes.
That's not all my notes.
Osprey's dream. That was my last thing.
The poor job of like putting star. I try to put like stars next to
or a
everything as I
circle.
go.
You know. Let's talk note taking. Let's get into the weeds here.
Okay.
What's your note taking like during practice, Zach?
I don't have my notebook here. My notebook's at my desk at the team facility, so that doesn't
a mistake or
that doesn't help me. Yeah, I was rushing.
Yeah.
A friend and I taped something today.
Yeah.
But I do each play, and like the result.
What do you write? What are the kinds of things you're doing?
The number, and so if it's a pass that was incomplete, I do 1, the 26, INC.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, but I probably should have more. I probably should watch away from the ball a little bit more and jot stuff down away from the ball. But I typically jot just the result of the play.
Okay.
I try and do exactly that. So like, 1 INC 26, and then I will try and throw in as many like anecdotes as I can, shorthand as possible. And then if it's something where it's like, oh, I need to make sure I see this later, I'll throw a star on it, circle, underline, whatever it is.
Yeah, taking down. You're putting the numbers for the depth chart.
Yeah.
Yours is very tidy though. I'm impressed with how tidy yours is.
You know what it is? I've had lots of practice with this because you think it's not just training camp.
Because it feels like it's so tidy that it feels like you have to look down to do it. Are you looking down at your notebook when you're writing?
Sometimes, yeah. I usually try and do it in between. Yes.
I'm like, I'm doing this, and so it's like, it's a little bit all over the place.
No,
that's why I like to sit down on the. It's easier for me to write that way.
Okay.
Yeah, the notebooks in my lap. It's easier.
So I don't have a pen with me. It occurred to me. No, you don't want. I don't want to give me this pen. So it occurred to me.
Very intrigued by what you're going to do with this pen.
All right. So because I'm constantly like, all right, I'm writing, I'm talking.
Right.
It occurred to me, and I don't know when I started doing this, but my guess is I would win an Olympic gold medal for this. I will put the pen in my mouth and like hold it as I'm like, if I'm like flipping through pages or whatever. I don't grab the pen.
Just drop it and
I drop it and catch it like waist level, so it will drop down like.
I do that with
about 1,000.
I do that with like plastic cups in like if I'm in my like bedside water cup.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, it just drops down and just catch it. Yeah, it's great.
Just be an athlete.
So I have a
it's great to feel that. You know what I mean?
I have a PHLY practice question for you guys.
Okay.
So I was on Anthony's show this morning, and the kicking was coming in our direction, and my back's to the field the way Anthony wants it, right?
Right.
And I have my AirPods in, so I can't hear what's going on.
Are you going full? Is it full noise canceling?
Yes.
Risky.
The ball, I'm serious. I'm like this. The ball is, according to Ashlyn Sullivan, and it's like this close to me, like whizzes by.
Oh man!
And a bunch of people like turn around and like Zach, and I'm asking the question: if that had hit me, okay,
if
that had hit me, it'd be the end of us doing our hits on Anthony. I don't think they'd have any concern for me. I think the concern would be like, no more hits from there. But it was close. It was close.
But think of the memes.
Oh, man,
I mean,
was that
viral
Rappaport got hit by one, right?
You can go watch it now. It's like you see, oh my, oh goodness. And I said, I'll tell Dom. I'll tell Dom I was on Anthony's show. Everything's all right, But I think I actually think it's on the social. It's on Anthony's page.
Oh, is it? Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I need to see this.
But it whizzed right by me, and
I was when I went down to Florida right before camp started. We went golfing, and we're driving in the cart, and a ball came. I mean, same thing.
Yeah.
Went whizzing by one of my best friend's head. Like I was like, dude, if that hit you would have died. Like because it was like someone's driver. Oh man, here it is. Hold on. Let's see.
Did they get the
before or
exact
after?
moment?
I don't know.
Do you see the ball?
I don't know if you see the ball. I mean, I don't know if you see the ball.
Here it is. You do, yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I actually don't think
Because you were in the tent. So
yeah,
that is surprising.
You were okay. I think because it would have hit you like in the lower back or the leg.
Okay.
Just looking at the angle of entry. I think you're okay.
Thank God.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah.
Under the top.
Made for good, yeah. And then Anthony wanted me to show him the ball and the whole thing.
That's funny. Yeah. All right. Any more super chats? Okay. Lovely. Any weekend plans? We got practice on Sunday. We're going to give you another one of those VOD 10-minute recap mini pods coming for you after practice on Sunday to let you know what happened. That's about it.
Hit up maybe a little Peddler's Village on Saturday for all of our Philly people. Yeah, I might do a little bit of that Saturday.
Nice.
That's all that.
Sounds fun.
Nothing crazy.
Celebrating my mom's birthday. So
happy birthday.
Yep.
Today is the birthday, right?
Yesterday was my mom's birthday.
Yesterday was the birthday. Bon anniversaire.
What? Oh, you're speaking French. Okay.
Merci.
Beautiful.
Meg is going to Paris this fall, doing a friend's trip, and so she's been doing the. I know she's doing a.
Gonna get the invite? Come on.
Well, that's during football season. Yeah. So so it's a French trip. So she's doing the. I don't know which app, but they're doing like she's like trying to learn French on the fly. And all I can think of anytime she's doing it is ho ho ho. Like that's all I think every single time.
Yeah, that'll get you far.
But she's like, I asked her halfway through yesterday. It was like am I a cat? It was like that was the sentence they tried to teach. And I was like, why would you learn how to say this? Like try and learn stuff that you're gonna have to use when you're there.
Yeah, take some time to learn like 10 phrases.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. God knows what you're thinking of right now.
Thinking of, can I go to the bathroom? That's because you're I've lost it. I feel like this coffee is.
What's your normal coffee intake?
Giving me crack. Well, I didn't have a coffee this morning.
Okay.
So all day long, and it was a little bit chilly at practice, so I was like jonesing for a nice hot cup of Joe. But this one I feel like there's something in here that's making me wired.
That cup tested.
Yeah.
It could be like a Celsius, a spot Celsius, right?
Celsius situation, yeah.
I drink Celsius every morning, and
I know.
Yeah,
I look forward to that episode. I hope you. I hope you get
this
that.
by Celsius, yeah.
All right, that's all we got. We will see you on Sunday with a quick little recap video. Then we're back on Monday, 2:00. The Eagles are practicing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so you'll have us Monday, Tuesday. And Wednesday's the big day, baby. The Ospreys. Julia, we got a lot of work to do. Let me know if you have any dreams tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure that you are also still with the Ospreys in mind. If you have anything you'd like to say to Zach about his time, send those messages over to bo@phly.com. And here we go. That's all we got. For Fran, Zach, and Julia, I'm Bo. We thank you for watching and listening. We'll talk to you on Monday. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.
To Tatum, it's going to be his team this year upcoming. And Drew Holiday is now gone. Al Horford is most likely gone as well.